Hi there, I'm John from CNCKing.com, and today we make custom 316 stainless steel plaques. If you're looking for a custom machine tag or welding tag, stainless steel is definitely the way to go. There's nothing stronger and more durable than stainless steel. Now in this case here we have a plasma cutter, and what we're going to plasma cut is 316 stainless steel. Now you might be wondering, why do we do things in 304 versus 316? Generally it's just price. Looking at it physically and weight wise, it's pretty much identical, and the results from fiber etching, which I'll show you a little bit later like this here, is identical as well. It's just a little bit more corrosive resistance with 316 versus 304. The price difference varies quite a bit, but it depends on the timing in the market and that kind of stuff, but you're looking at roughly 25 to 45% difference in price. So for a lot of applications, we really don't need to go with more expensive material. But for a certain application, let's say like a mining shaft or machines that go under the ocean or that kind of stuff that we make machine tags for, 316 is definitely the better route to go just for that extra corrosion resistance. So the first process of cutting these tags out is getting the sheet of 316 onto the plasma cutter and cutting them out. Now you might have noticed I only cut out the outline of the tag. I did not cut out the holes. Now there's two reasons for that. The first reason is if we're going for speed, it's definitely faster just to cut out the outline. But second, the holes are very, very small. And because they're very small, the arc of the plasma is bigger than the holes if I'm going to have a bit of a lead. See, with most machines when you're cutting stuff, you don't actually just, let's say I start off here, you don't start exactly on the edge here. You start off a little bit up, and then you work your way down to the edge, and then you continue on a little bit further. Now that's fine for something like this, even a little bit smaller is fine. But when you're doing a small hole like this here, and let's say you need, let's say a 1/4 inch lead in and a 1/4 inch lead out, well then you're basically eating up your hole. And so what ends up happening for very small holes is the hole is kind of convoluted. It's not totally circular, because the lead in and lead out have an effect on it. Now the piercing of the plasma also has a lot more power, I would say, going through it initially to produce the hole. So you have a few things that go against you to make very tight holes with the plasma cutter. Doesn't mean you can't make holes. I've made tons of holes with plasma cutters, our plasma cutter, but when it comes to small holes like this, the best step is to use our industrial drill press. holes are done, it's time to take off the burr. What happens is you have the drill press making a hole in the stainless steel, and at the bottom there's a little bit of a very sharp burr. Now I could just ship it like that, but it's sharp as a knife. It's very bad to handle with your hands, so it's just quicker to use the angle grinder and just sand it right off. Or I have a few other tools in the shop that do the same thing, depending on how busy I am and what else those tools are doing. Afterwards, I flip it back around and I actually orbit sand the front and the back of it to give it a really nice consistency. Now this was a production run for a customer, and because it's India, I can't really show what I did for the fiber etching. So I thought it would be kind of cool just to put my logo directly on the 316 stainless steel using our Galvo system. Now there is one little screw up on this, and if you look at it really closely, you can sort of see it. So you have some really good depth. Again, that's probably something hard for the camera to catch. So I'm roughly 1/16 inch down into the stainless steel. Now what happened is, this gets incredibly hot. So what you're doing is with the laser, you're carving into this. At the same time, you're producing heat. And what happens is the plate actually bends upwards. Now it's very minor. Let's maybe see if the camera can catch it a little bit. It's almost nothing. But it gets more and more dramatic the deeper you go, because what you're doing is removing the surface tension on the top on one side and nothing on the back side. And again, with heat, it just starts to fold on you. So what are your limitations when it comes to making custom 316, 304, whatever kind of metal you can think of machine plates? There really are none. We cut out any shape, any size that you want. We can also etch anything you want onto it. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind. One is you want to have a nice sharp logo, if that's what you're doing, or text, or that kind of stuff. JPEGs don't really come out all that well because you end up with jagged edges because the resolution is so high on our machines. Another thing to keep in mind is if you have really small logos like this and you blow them up, it's the same thing. It's all jagged. You want everything to be vector-based. So send off a PDF and we can produce them for you. As for volumes, there aren't really any volume limits, upwards or downwards. If you need just 5 of these things, that's fine. We might have in the shop already chopped up, or we'll chop them up for you using your various machines. So if you're looking for custom machine plates, welding plates, whatever kind of metal plates you think of, contact me at CNCKing.com. We'll make them for you and ship them right to your door.